is fear?
Wisdom. To leave his wife. To leave his babes, his lands, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young in the nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little as the wisdom when his flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. But cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. When we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea each way and move. I take my leave of you.
Sir, your father's dead. What will you do now? What will become of you?
Be not bound here. Hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. I remember now. I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, and to do good accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, would I put forth that womanly defense, to say that I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified that such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou lies, thou Spaniard villain! Hey!
Young fry of treachery!
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there we must sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall birthdom. Each new morn, new widow's howl, new orphan's cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face.
It may be so, perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may discern of him through me, in wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is!
I've lost my hopes.
Perchance even there, where I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious moments, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. I pray you, let not my jealousy be your dishonors, but mine own safety.
Bleed, poor country. And great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkst, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet shall my country have more vices than it had before, more suffer in more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
And what should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice, so grafted that, when they shall be opened, black Macbeth shall seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb, being compared with my confinements harm.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold the time you make so little. We have willing enough.
With this there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a staunchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his house and this other's jewels, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more.
But do not fear, Scotland hath poisons enough to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable with other graces weighed.
But I have none. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity on earth. If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeat'st upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast, thy hope ends here.
Macbeth, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul waked the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own, at no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this against myself. What I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy hair approached, old Seward with 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. Now we'll together, and the chance of goodness be like a warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile. Oh, see who comes here, my every cousin. Welcome hither. Stands Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself.
Oh, relation. Too kind and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well,
And all my children?
well too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not a niggard of your speech. How goest?
I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause, or is it fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe. Though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess it.
Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner whereon the quarry of these murdered deer to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! Ne'er pull your hat upon your brows. Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the oft-wrought heart and bids it break.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence, my wife killed too?
I have said,
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of this great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones, did you say all? Go outside! All! What? All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I will do so, but I must also feel it as a man! I cannot but remember such things were that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Oh, sinful Macbeth! They were all struck for thee! Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine. Oh, fell slaughter on their souls! Heaven rest them.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Wounded with my eyes, braggart with my tongue. But gentle heavens cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself within my sword's length set him. If he scape heaven, forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready, our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.